front of me here is a squadron of musketeers. Now, when you think musketeers, certain imagery comes into your mind. For all of you it does. Now, with that imagery in your head, look at these fine folks. Please, someone tell me what's missing. Swords, yes. Now, unlike those fancy French gentlemen, who are gentlemen, the sons of gentlemen, etc., they've all been trained in using the swords since they were this big. The average soldier, musketeer, is nothing more than a farmer plucked from the field. Now, I can take this farmer and in 2 short weeks train him in the use of his primary weapon, being a musketeer, that is, the musket. Specifically the Matchlock musket, the height of firearms technology in the 16th century. It's called a matchlock because of the piece of burning cord they have in the hand there. It's usually cotton or hemp rope that has been soaked in salt and vinegar, so ignited very hot, very slowly. It's a very simple weapon to use. Again, farmers from the field, it has to be. There are only 21 steps in the loading and firing of this weapon. It's taught to them through the pages of a picture book. Most people cannot read or write, therefore they look at the pictures to know how they're supposed to stand and what they're supposed to do. So, the first step is they will handle their piece. They will then open their pan, clean out their pan. You always know a musketeer because of the black thumb. They will then handle their prime and prime their piece, pouring a small amount of very fine gunpowder into that pan. It ignites very easily when you put that very hot coal of the match into it. They will then close their pan. 2 very important steps. They'll cast off loose corns, blow off loose corns. Corns being another name for the bits of gunpowder. Very important because they're going to put that very hot coal right next to that pan very shortly. They will then cast them out their piece, which gives them access to the muzzle. They will then handle their charge. And there's 3 of my musketeers went for the wooden bottles hanging from their chest. This is their bandolier of charges. Each one of those wooden bottles is a pre-measured amount of gunpowder. You notice they said pre-measured. Again, simple farmers from the field. The less thinking they have to do, the easier and safer my job is. If you're doing on the end, however, you're using a paper cartridge. Now the difference between her and the musketeers is she rides about the battlefield on horseback. She doesn't fight from horseback, so she's not cavalry. What she'll do is get from one place to another very quickly, dismount, and then fight as a normal musketeer. Now, if she were wearing a bandolier, though, bouncing around on a horse, she'd have black eyes from here to Sunday. So she uses the paper cartridge instead. So they will then charge their piece, pouring that gunpowder down the barrel. It's also disappointing that if they were going to fire a lead ball, which they are not today, they'd take it from the pouch at their side. More often just spit one down the barrel because they'd be carrying it around in their mouth. Why would they do that? Well, they don't know the dangers of lead poisoning just yet. It's much easier to spit one down the barrel or out in your hand than have to fiddle around in that pouch, particularly when you're under fire. So they will then draw forth their scouring stick, ram home their charge. Keep everything good tight down the bottom. They'll then recover their scouring stick and replace it. The most important step. Don't get me wrong, you can fire it. It's an excellent projectile. It's a rather awkward weapon, however. The awkward part is having to go across the battlefield and ask for it back. We make sure we replace it. They'll then recover their piece. You need to take it back. They'll then take forth their match and blow it well. They'll then cock and try their match, placing it in the jaws of the serpentine and ensuring it's going to hit the proper place in the pan. It's at this point that they are ready to fire, so I'll turn them in a safe direction. Musketeers, by the right hand, wheel about the center. They'll wait for the command to present your piece. Have a care! Give fire! Now, thank you very much. Now, good musketeers expect to be able to do that 3 times in a minute. And obviously, they can't do that one Saturday saying open your pan, close your pan, and all the drill. Therefore, we just throw the drill out the window. The musketeers load and fire as quickly as they can. This is combat. Therefore, all I need to say is, musketeers, make ready your piece. what they do best. I stand back and contemplate what I'm going to do after the battle. As an officer, I don't have any work to do. Think about where the local tavern is. Although lately they don't give me a whole lot of time to think. They are getting very good at this. Present your piece. Give mark. Now you notice through all that drill, the butt of the weapon never touches the ground. This is very important because musketeers are expected to be reloading while on the move. The reason they have to do this is because they're actually supporting the very heavily armored, you see the large gentleman down there in the big black hat, very heavily armored pikeman. That man is armed with a 18-foot spear known as a pike, and he knows how to use his sword. However, in the age of gunpowder and firearms, it takes a little bit to get him across the battlefield. If he were unsupported, he'd be shot to pieces. Therefore, the musketeers give him cover. To do that, we do a maneuver called fire by advance. You imagine 3 more musketeers behind each of these. The rear rank will be called to the front. They will fire a volley like you just saw. They will immediately begin the reloading process. The new rear rank will come up and do the same, so that you slowly leapfrog towards the enemy. I'll show you what that looks like now. Musketeers, by the left hand, double your ranks. Rear rank, advance to the fore. Present your piece. Give fire. Rear rank, advance to the fore. Present your piece. Give fire.